welcome to the B Team Podcast. I am your host, Josh Safran, with my co-host,
At Mars,
and our permanent guest,
Rob Nelson.
We're here every week to talk to you about all things Bentonville, bourbon, and business. The B Team Podcast. Be here. Welcome to the B Team Podcast. I'm your host, Josh Safran, with my permanent guest,
Rob Nelson.
I flipped the script.
You did. I'm paying attention.
And our co-host.
He didn't even know how to answer Bobby.
He was nervous.
It was so quick. It came up on him. He wasn't ready.
But you guys never know which way I'm going to go. He should have been prepared. And it's Bobby.
Yeah.
Bobby. And our co-host?
Matty Mars.
I love the new lid. We're going to talk about this.
Yeah,
today.
we're going to talk about it.
I'm ready. We're here every Thursday for all things Bentonville business and bourbon. And we're going to have a little bit of bourbon. But I had to introduce Chad because he's about to blow up. Like, you guys don't. He was like my surprise guest today. We didn't talk much about it. Pinnacle Sports Ventures.
Okay.
We've had guests in here before. They're like one of one in the community. But what Chad's doing, he's the first of its kind. And he reached out to me and said, hey, I'd love to be on the podcast and launch some of the sports venture stuff that I'm doing.
That's amazing.
So, yeah. We're going to let Chad talk about it after we pour a little bit of what Matthew brought us today.
Wow. So it's some Penelope Architect. My uncle got it for me. I don't know how it is. He said he heard it was really good.
Does your uncle like you, or is his uncle like that?
Oh, yeah,
This is Uncle Bob.
It's Uncle Bob.
Man, shout out to Uncle Bob. I haven't seen him in it.
No, I haven't seen him in forever.
So we trust Uncle Bob. This will be good.
Yeah, Uncle Bob. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we'll know here in a minute.
He is a Mars.
Yeah, so he could have got it for a deal because he's a Mars.
Well, I noticed the bottle was already open when you.
I mean, all I said was he is a Mars.
I'll have to have a taste.
I'll put this right in front of Josh. Is it good?
Not too shabby.
I haven't tried it yet.
Not too shabby. Shout out to Uncle.
Lower proof.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Now, what's the diagram on the back? What is that drawing, Matthew?
It's 104 proof.
Yeah, it's not.
Well, I think they put this on here for us because we don't have Russ here. So it tells you how much fruit's on the nose, 3.5.
Wow. Is there any stone fruit?
There's cracked vanilla.
Oh, shout out to Russ.
Cracked vanilla's at 0.5.
Picking up a
lot of structure.
A little weediness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's the word?
Weediness, some peaty. A little peaty.
Peaty weedy?
Peaty weedy. You have peaty weedy, Josh?
We'll talk about that offline.
It's got French oak staves that it's finished with. That's probably what you're tasting.
Yeah.
That's the peaty weedy.
That's the peaty.
Good aftertaste.
You like it?
Yeah, I do. I really do.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, Chad, you're up. So give us the background, give us the bio.
Okay.
Give us what you've been doing previously, little bio,
Sure.
but then get into this super cool new venture you're into.
Okay. So it just it was one of those things that I've been preparing this for this all my life and just didn't know it. So I started out with a banking career. With our best. My dad was one of the original Walmart guys, so very blessed to have come to Northwest Arkansas in the early 70s. So shout out to my dad for taking that risk.
Shout out.
Yeah. Very, very, very good decision to come down here. But anyway, so I didn't want to really be under my dad's shadow. I knew I was going to get my degree at the U of A. I knew that I was going to try to play professional baseball, and that didn't work out. The saying is, what is it? Only 1% of all athletes, actually do it for a living. And so I remember back when I figured out that I wasn't going to be a baseball player and have that pay for my lifestyle and be my job. I decided to focus on my education, and so I worked very hard. Got my degree. Married my high school sweetheart. I had to wait on her in Fayetteville for a year to get her teaching degree, and then we came back to my hometown. So essentially, I've never left Northwest Arkansas, Rogers being my hometown. Some of the opportunities that the banking afforded me is I got into real estate as a hobby and did very well in that, kind of on the side. And then I became the Rogers Planning Commissioner. And 13 long years from 2003 until 2016. I will tell you this, Mayor Womack, now Congressman Womack, he appointed me because planning commissioners are appointed, not elected. So that was a very big deal. So the funny thing is, back in the day, I was I was a banker living on Easy Street, and I was the chairman of the Rogers Planning Commission. So I needed to make a change because, that I got a lot of grief for that. Although it was pretty cool, be able to say I live on Easy Street in Rogers, Arkansas. But anyways,
you live on.
yeah, and boy, was it easy. But anyways, so after 15 years ish. In the banking and very visible, in the community. I did a complete 180 and I got into drag racing. How
did you go from point A to point B on that one?
I know it's crazy. I've told the story. So
a mile at a time.
It's it's relationships, just like everything else. Yeah, I'll even go in on that one. Yeah, very nice. Whoops, sorry, didn't leave you hanging. But anyway, so I got a call in 2007, and it was from Rod Fuller. In the business, he's known as Hot Rod Fuller. His family had a little T-shirt place in the Dixieland Mall back when we were growing up. And anyways, he followed his dream and was a very big amateur. He was the Super Gas champion, and we're not in the racing mecca. So for someone from Rogers, Arkansas, to make it big into a 330 mile per hour, top fuel dragster is pretty big. And so
that's how fast you drive typically.
Actually, I've in my old age, I follow the speed limit. I drive a SUV. I don't have a sports
That's because
car.
when you're driving past Mezzaluna, you have to stop and count the people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I sold my sports cars. I'm out of the game.
Yeah.
Until you're back in. You're out until I pull me back.
He's fully domesticated.
Now he just buys fast boats.
There's nothing wrong with that. They race fast boats too. Up in Weakland, Missouri, they have a big drag boat. The Forrest Lucas, the Lake Forrest Lucas. He just passed in the last week, and he was a mentor of mine as well. But anyway, so Rod calls me and says, "Hey, I don't have any sponsors. I just fired my manager, and I need you to come help me out." And so, I thought, there's no way. I don't know anything about racing, much less drag racing. My wife was probably not too keen on me traveling the NHRA drag racing circuit with my childhood friend who was single and on top of the world. But anyways, she supported me, of course. And
that'll be a whole separate podcast.
Yeah, we could do a whole
I'm sure we could.
Yeah, because we all grew up together, so you know how the secrets all that is. But anyway, so
I have drag racing in Bimini.
No. But hey, it's funny you say that because as the story goes, we went from sponsorless. He actually raced down in one race, Reading, Pennsylvania, I think, in a white car, just to prove a point that he didn't have any sponsors. And so to go from that to number 2 in the world, we ended up getting, at that time, a record sponsorship with Caterpillar. One of the most recognizable brands in the world.
Yeah, sure.
Our pilot program was based off of technician recruiting. So essentially what we did is we worked with the local dealers. And anyways, so that's where I picked up the passion for drag racing. And so from Northwest Arkansas, I basically just would travel around and I would manage the sponsors and then I would manage him because,
he needed management.
He needed managed.
Sure. He was single.
And he was single. In
a while.
And he lived in Vegas. I didn't tell you that part. Yeah.
How much do you charge?
Well, trust me, it's kind of crazy because,
At least Matt and I,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And Josh.
Shout out to Emily.
But no, it just it was fun. He retired in 2010. The last year, when you talked about it's so crazy, but Rod got the opportunity our last year of racing to be sponsored by the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi. Rod went over to Abu Dhabi, spent a whole year over there, and that is where the F1 series, it's called Yas Marina, and that's where the F1 finishes, the races. It's unbelievable. So he went over there and they built a drag race inside the Yas Marina. And so they had a 3-seat dragster. And one of his claim to fame in the year that he was over there, he got to take James Cameron. James Cameron was over there with some guy, I can't remember who it was. They were over there in Dubai and Abu Dhabi shooting a film. I can't remember what it was. I'm sure he could tell you, but yeah. So he got
Wow.
Yeah, he got to go down there. But he spent a year over there.
Stories.
Oh yes, those are matter of fact. Right throughout the first pitch, and some of the Abu Dhabi people came here and we put them in. There's only one suite in the Aloft Hotel. It's the one that's got the rail. Let's just say that we rented that one for the Abu Dhabi people, and they
Those walls could talk.
If those walls could talk, yes. But we ride throughout the first pitch. We had the show car there.
Ross like, did we just become best friends?
Yeah, right. So anyway, so when he retired, brothers, I came back to Northwest Arkansas, and I knew my I was too young to retire, and I've got too much energy, and I knew that it was kind of get to the point where it was probably time to start paying back for a lot of the hard work and blessings that I was afforded in life. And so anyway, so I started dabbling and got into the car business of all things. What started out very innocently is what was just going to be kind of a part-time, that's what they say, oh, just go sell cars, just sell cars part-time. You can make keep busy in my passion for cars and racing and all that. Well, that was in 2012. And fast forward, I spent 10 years in the car business and achieved the highest degree of success, got to hang out with Roger Penske, got to win every award imaginable, and really did good. Spent 7 years at the Fayetteville Auto Park. And so that's where it all started.
Before we get to that, he's like the highly caffeinated version of you. Like he's into everything that you're into. Cars, fast boats, fast women.
Yep.
Shout out to Andy.
Whoa. I don't know why you're looking at me. I thought you'd look at Matt on that one. Yeah, you're editing that shit out for sure.
Shout out to Bobby.
Edit.
Okay.
You could find it. Edit.
Yeah.
Edit.
So I got in the car business, and I don't know, probably 3 or 4 years ago, being a Hog alum, my wife's an alum, my twin daughters are alum, and I'm just very passionate about the Hogs, as a lot of people in Northwest Arkansas are.
Woo pig.
And so anyways, used my relationships once again, and just wanted to be involved in the NIL scene. And, when it came out, it was a cuss word. It was a bad word. And
So for those that don't understand NIL.
Okay. So,
NIL?
yeah. So
This is interesting.
yeah, NIL, of course, everyone throws out the acronym, but what it is it's name, likeness, name, image, and likeness. And
So it's paying the college kids money for
Gotcha.
And,
Okay.
and so you got to understand the upbringing that I had down at the U of A. I was very, very close friends with a lot of the athletes, and they were paid.
Yeah.
Just paid in a different way.
It's on the QT.
Yeah, it's on the QT, and I witnessed that firsthand. Like
duffel bags of cash.
like
Well.
the old handshakes where the $100 bill. I mean, all that is real. I mean, that it did happen.
Bobby does that in Vegas, the handshake.
Yeah. So we're just doing it in a different form in a different
Oh,
setting.
you get your upgraded room.
Yeah. So I was always intrigued by that, and so when the paying for players and athletes in the collegiate level came out, I started getting hit up by all these people for whips. I didn't even know what a whip was. I'm thinking of the whip. Well, the young generation call cars whips.
Yeah.
And so a guy calls me one day and says, "Hey, I want a whip." And I said, "Okay, well, I'll whip you." Just joking. And he's like, "No, I need a car." And it turned out it was Jalen Williams.
Jalen Williams,
I sold
basketball player.
the NBA basketball player. Matter of fact, last time I talked to him, which was in the last few months, he still has that car that I sold him. And Lord knows he's already signed his second NBA contract, so he could have any car he wants. But I've got the picture to prove it, and I started a relationship with Jalen after that. But anyway, so just started helping people out, and then started building some more relationships. And as I'm doing this, NIL is just going crazy. And I travel all the time, and I could be in a swimming pool at a hotel in Vegas, or I could be at a drag race in Chicago, and everyone's talking about NIL. And you know,
You have to pause for a second. Bobby was just thinking pool party in Vegas. You have to bring it back. Yeah, bring him back. Bring him back.
but no one understood.
What is happening?
Because it was ever changing. Nobody knew the rules. There was absolutely no experts. And so if you tried to reach out to the people that were supposed to be the ones in charge that were making the rules, you couldn't get any answers. And so this past Christmas,
Here's the big reveal. Here we go.
here's the reveal. This is it. So I had befriended, started out with a car purchase, a young man by the name of Jordan Anthony. Jordan Anthony came through us through the transfer portal through Kentucky, through Texas A&M, and fortunately a guy by the name of Bobby Petrino brought him from A&M to Northwest Arkansas. So fast forward, they get up here, they get settled, and he's a two-sport, which is very rare. He's track and he's football. And so we got to December, and Jordan's mother was getting ready to have brain cancer in California, in LA. And so, like a lot of players, after the season was over, he chose not to participate in the bowl game because of his mother's surgery. And there were other athletes for their own reasons. They were either going to transfer or they were going to sit out. They didn't want to get hurt. Whatever reason. They all had their own reasons. And so while we were after the bowl game and we won the great game against, in the Liberty Bowl and everything's great. And so I'm sitting there asking Jordan, hey, what's going on with the football NIL? And, because he was going through track season. And I couldn't get any answers in Fayetteville. So I put a Facebook post out and I said, who's paying attention in Fayetteville? What's going on down there? Because whatever was going on was not good. And so I talked to some other interested parties in Northwest Arkansas, and I don't mind telling you because it's public. Brian Hunt has a company called AAC, which is a collective that works. It's a 501(c), I believe.
501(c)(3).
Yeah, thank you. And so it's a charitable thing, whereas mine's for profit, but he serves another niche. But anyways, all this frustration and no answers, no communication. And so the long and short of it, January rolled around and the deadline and the window of opportunity closed, and Jordan didn't get a football NIL deal. And I knew something wasn't right, and I knew, what I had heard. And so what I did is I actively got involved, and I started asking a lot of questions. And then, it kind of evolved to where, as the weeks went by, Jordan kept winning and winning and winning and winning. And so people started listening to me and asking me, what are you doing, Chad? What are you doing? And I said, well, Jordan Anthony just happens to be one. But the real problem was, the overlying problem was, these kids are getting all this money and no one's helping them.
And helping them to
The financial literacy part of it.
okay. What to do with the money?
What to do? I mean, create an LLC. They don't even know what an LLC is. They buy a car. They don't even know how to tag it. All the things that we take for granted that someone showed us or helped us with.
Yeah.
No, they're too busy perfecting their skills, or they're students, by the way,
and or spending the money quickly.
Oh yeah, think about it. And you've heard all the crazy, and if you haven't, there's people that haven't even played a snap in football in colleges that are making $500,000. Okay, so you have the inequity part of it. What makes this person worth, NIL value of, other than Archie Manning, not Archie, but who's the
grandson, yeah.
Yeah, the
quarterback for Texas,
yeah, Arch, I guess is what he's referred to. But not everyone's going to come out and get $1 million NIL deal.
Yeah.
But so there were some inequities, there was some unfairness, there was nobody knew what was going on. So anyways, once I got involved, then I started asking questions. Then I started, figuring out that the collective down in Fayetteville that was called The Edge had a change in leadership. And frankly, you had football people trying to cut deals with players, and that's not good. Mm-hmm. They're not equipped to it. It frustrates it. And so anyway, so that all happened. That all really happened. And so what came out of it was PSV.
Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pinnacle
First of its kind.
Pinnacle
that's
Sports
it.
Ventures
Right here.
is literally the evolution of a need. And then usually that's where the great stories come in, is, the fulfillment of a need.
And you're brand new, few months, like big press release. Big
Yeah, so I announced publicly either in June or July with the launch of so that everyone could understand what it was.
and your first client is Scotty
Romani
Thurman's
Yeah.
daughter. So Scotty Thurman,
Yep.
the
Yeah.
one of the all-time great Razorback basketball players.
It was his hands that the ball left that won us our 1994 national championship. So great guy. He's been a great friend. He's actually on my advisory board. And so it was very fitting for me to sign Romani Thurman.
So when you sign her,
yes.
what is so she's contracted with you, and what does that mean for her? And what does that mean for you?
Okay. So what it means for me is it gives me the opportunity to take an athlete and put it in what I call the PSV mold. That mold is really multifaceted. Financial literacy. We have partnered with a local financial institution that will actually come out publicly tomorrow. Very visible.
You don't want to break any news on the podcast today?
I mean, this won't be out for a few weeks.
Okay, so United Federal Credit Union is my founding sponsor.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Fantastic.
They share, frankly, the three common values that PSV is founded on, and that is they know how to treat people.
Right.
They know how to treat their employees, and they know how to treat, in a credit union, they call it members. And so I've had a long-time relationship with them as a member, and now I've joined as a partnership because they're very people-oriented. Number two, they're community-oriented. I mean, you can't go anywhere in Northwest Arkansas without United Federal Credit Union being involved.
Yep, they work with the Gents Place. They're good people.
Yeah, they're great people.
Yeah, they
good people.
And the last piece kind of fits into it, and that's the love and passion for the Razorbacks. And so what I was able to do is build a business model that is actually twofold. One, there's the agency side of it, with me being a sports agent. I'm also a United States of America track and field coach that evolved through all this.
So I want to pause on the agent.
Yes.
So if you have basketball player or football player, you're going to be negotiating deals with them with NFL, NBA.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
Yeah. So the way it works on the pro level, which of course there'll be announcements to come. So I partner with my attorney Chris Harris, that's been with me for 20 years, because I don't have time to go get my law degree, and I certainly am not going to go back to school and get my sports marketing degree. And those are two of the things that you have to have. And so right now I'm licensed in Arkansas, soon to be California, and then Texas. So I'm going to stop there. Those
are big states.
Yeah. So the reason why I'm in California is I'll be announcing publicly some coaches that I have a relationship with. You can read into it if
California.
you want. Musselman and Ruda, we're in Arkansas, and they're happen to be in LA, and there's a couple schools out there that I have relationships with. So
That's cool.
So we've got some coaches that are already on board that will be making announcements, but essentially, the agency side is the one thing, what I call the business side of it, and then the fun part, if you will, or the fun side of it, is the marketing and sponsorship side of it, okay? And that's where the community involvement comes in. So there's two things that are in every one of my contracts, okay? No matter who they're with, literally. One is there's a zero tolerance for code of conduct. Okay, we live. Yeah, so you guys are out. Okay? Y'all.
I know. Well, I was going to ask if you did any senior contracts.
Yeah. Well,
he's on the way out on tennis, but he's going to go to pickleball.
Well, being almost a senior myself, so yes, there will be some senior love down the road. But right now, we're focusing on the kids and the sponsors. But no,
code of conduct that wouldn't pass.
Yeah. So in light of all the things that people do, and we all know, it's just bad choices. It's not that they're bad people. Some of them might be, but
it's just bad choices, Bobby, not bad.
Yeah. So I'll be your life coach or mentor whenever you need me. But no, the serious part of it is, the coaches and the athletes, they are so engulfed in preparation and their schedule and their structure. I mean, if you've spent any time around any professional athletes or collegiate athletes, it's crazy. It's unreal. It's a lot different than when I grew up. They need teams. And so I look at it that I am filling a void by starting a relationship, because that's where it starts. And then it moves into the business side. And so, for example, this is how it works. So I sign up an athlete. Let's just say, for example, Romani Thurman. I have in the agreement a zero tolerance. But I also have in there something that I'm very passionate about too, and that is I've collaborated with the Northwest Arkansas Food Bank. It is, again, hunger applies to everyone, and even in Northwest Arkansas. Yes, I mean, look at all the food pantries. Look at the lines and lines of people. So yes, we are very blessed, but we are not by any means immune to some of the negative things in the community, and that is, the homeless. Yes, there are homeless. Okay. You may not see them like you do in San Francisco, but they're here. There's hungry people, and yes, they may work at Walmart. Okay, it's not who we might recognize. So anyway, so there's a lot of thought put into that. Now, with that said, I'll make it perfectly clear. In the contract, it also says that if you don't do the Northwest Arkansas Food Bank, if you have some other community,
so you're mandating that they do some.
Oh, it's mandated. Okay. Yes, 100%.
I love some type of charity.
And sometimes, but that's why I say
a little wiggle room.
Yeah, there's a little wiggle room there. And the example that I always give is I had an athlete one time that said, "Hey, my family was touched by the Arkansas Children's Hospital."
Right.
And now that we have one up here, you could.
I love that.
Yeah. So that would be a good example. If their lives have been touched by that, then yeah. But make no mistake. There's not going to be an athlete or coach that signs that's not involved in it.
All right. So we need
That's huge.
We need to bring the viewers into this. So, So for those that have been watching season 1 or season 2, they've seen that Bobby here has lost a tremendous amount of weight. He's down to his playing weight. And let's just say that hypothetically he had a year of eligibility left.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay? And let's just say that he could go back and be an offensive lineman for the Razorbacks.
Okay.
Talk to me if he was to sign with you. Like, what would this look
What are
like?
the expectations?
Like, how would this work for Bobby?
Okay.
So let's start with code of conduct.
Okay.
Any wiggle room there?
I know.
Second.
Bobby, I love you. I hadn't known you that long, but no.
I mean, we all mess up once.
No, hey, let me say this.
Once a week?
I've been asked that, okay? Because you got to understand, I'm friends with these people. Okay?
Right. Well, especially as a college student, right?
Yep.
First time in college.
Yyep.
Money being thrown
The
at
money,
you.
the drinking, the partying, the
Yes.
girls, the
Yep.
guys,
Yep.
the boys, all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just say this. If I were ever faced, and maybe not you namely, but if I were ever faced with that, what I would do, and this is real talk. If I were ever faced with that situation, it is truly a zero. So what I would do is I would look at the situation and evaluate it, make my own decision, just like the NFL does when they have, someone like Stephon Diggs is out on a party boat, not doing the right things.
Yes.
In today's society, everything is so visible that what I would do is I would get involved actively, and there would be a suspension.
But let's just assume Bobby would not make any mistakes. He's good.
Okay, all right. So that's my red button. As you can tell,
we all know that's not the case, but let's just assume.
yeah. Now keep in mind the precedent's already set. My first 2 signees were Razorback royalty, Thurman and Mayberry. Okay, so with you coming in, this is what it would look like.
It's a big deal.
Okay. First of all, I have to like you, which I do.
Check.
So check.
That's easy.
Number 2, I would have to do an evaluation of what I think you bring to the table as far as your worth. Okay, because this is a profitable, and I can see the guns. Okay,
Yeah.
but it's not just all physical.
It's like we may not get past 2.
no, we're good, but we like to check. I like what I see. I can work with this. I can work with it. Okay. Hey, as you know, there's a 30-year-old football player at the U of A. Monty Harrison, I think is his name, the one that played MLB. I'm serious. He's 30 years old.
I feel like I'm getting set up.
Yeah.
For something here. It's coming.
But no. So based on your value,
Somebody like him, and you could work with him.
Yep. And you fit the PSV mold in that you're going to be going to the University of Arkansas.
Okay.
Okay. You have, according to
Work with us.
your peers, you have a lot of potential. Okay. And frankly, this could be your best year ever. Okay?
Ever.
And so for me, the ROI meter's probably going up.
It's tapping off the lead limiter.
Yeah. So at that point, we're going to sit down and I'm going to say, okay, how much do you want? Okay. Then we're going to have a little bit of negotiation. Okay. Because you're going to think you're worth a heck of a lot more than what you really
So
are.
do they just put a number out?
They do. Yeah. Yeah. And there's some science to it. And again, that's part of the problem is they didn't know how to differentiate between someone that's an offensive lineman and someone that's a
So
starting
Rob says
quarterback.
he says worth $1 million.
Yeah, not even close. No. We don't. No, we're going to start small, and you're probably looking at anywhere from 30 to 50,000 a year on NIL, which by the way, the average from what I've told, I don't know if this is true, but somewhere around $12,000 per person. Now that's all sports. Okay.
Sure.
So,
Still, that's
That's
for
volleyball. That's all the stuff.
Yeah.
So this is on top of scholarships. This is now house money, boat
Correct.
money.
So this is spending.
This is
spending.
so they already have a full ride.
Yeah.
This is now getting paid on top of that.
That's correct.
Which I think the biggest part for the individuals that you manage is the teaching them how to manage their money
Absolutely.
instead of just setting it on fire as soon as
So and that leaves perfect into it. So my banking career, managing a professional athlete, a race car driver who was at the pinnacle in his time.
Yep.
The retail car business.
they all want to
Yep, they all want a car. And running multi-million-dollar dealerships and understanding how that all works.
Yeah, your resume speaks perfectly.
Yeah. And being a lifelong resident of Northwest Arkansas. And so I'm just going to tell it the way it is. And I've said this in so many different settings that this is probably the most authentic thing you're going to get out of my mouth. And it's real. And I think I may have mentioned this to you before. But through all that stuff that I described in that November, December, January, I look back on it and reflect on it. And essentially what happened was I did a lot of prayer because I didn't understand it and I wasn't equipped like I had been in other walks of life. I wasn't educated and I didn't have any answers. So I prayed and then I prayed some more. And so the more I prayed, the more windows and opportunities presented themselves. Like no kid, like stuff that shouldn't happen. Stuff that doesn't normally happen. I'm old enough to say that. I'm not a 20-year-old, that's just starting out life. I am able to evaluate and recognize that this is special. I have something special here. And so the prayer, then I had to prepare because it's like once I was given clarity, it was like, okay, now I need to prepare because now I have the wisdom and the skills and the vision. And then I reached out to a lot of our community members, and I don't mind telling you, I've got Dick Trammell involved on my advisory board, Chris DuBell, the president and CEO of Pell Athletic, Mike Hudson, who is the general manager of Pinnacle Country Club. I've got
Matt Mars.
Scotty, Matt Mars.
Signed him up today.
Yeah.
Big announcement.
And then Scotty Thurman and Lee Mayberry. So my two first signees, dads, who are my friends, lifelong friends, and they were coaches. They're fathers of athletes. They were athletes themselves. So again, it's like now it's the people. So it went from prayer to preparation to now the people.
But you can see the passion on your face and your voice. Like the people in here, like, hey, this is a job, or like you could see how much you're loving what you're doing right now.
Yeah. For a lot of years, I worked very, very hard, and I was very happy for a long time. But I was never my own boss. I always had to have two phones. I always had to be told what to do and how to do it, why to do it, and all that fun stuff. So when I got to this point where I knew that if I put all my passion and energy and blessings into my own thing, then I could change the world.
Love it.
And that's exactly
Yeah.
I love it. And one thing I want to say to you is I didn't get credit for negotiating at $1 million and he got $12,000. That's how I think $1 million, even though you're at $12,000.
So let me tell you.
Back to when I start.
Well, let me tell you another thing. So,
Josh gets 6 of the 12.
hey, I get 50% for that. That's bad. Yeah, there's plenty to go around. But no, hey, 'cause that point, let me interject something that while we sit around and joke about it. So here was another thing that came up. So the commission that the agents were charging, okay, so it's kind of like the mentality was, let's get to the athletes as quick as we can. Let's get a commission check as quick as we can. Let's get it negotiated as quick as you can, and then on to the next.
That's bad business.
That's bad business.
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone that's been pushing me, every time they push me, what's your normal reaction?
You pull back.
You pull back. So no one's going to tell me at what speed I'm going to do this. No one's going to tell me what athletes I'm going to sign. No one's going to tell me who they think I should do. I mean, I'm always welcome to input.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do it my way.
I love that.
Because I worked hard and I know what works. And I know usually when you have something like this, greed and the natural human tendencies come out. And our students are the ones that suffer. And so that's not going to happen.
So if Rob happens to be a client in his 9th year of eligibility at university, and you go back to like $12,000, but do you go out and find him company A, B, and C? Does company do they find like what's your role? Do you bring stuff? Rob, this is a good fit for you.
Absolutely.
And they want to manage. Okay.
That's it. So I mean, and again, we can just talk. So
Taco Bell. Well, that's a good fit for Bobby.
Taco
Bell wants to.
That's exactly right.
4th meal.
Yeah. So
So you call Taco Bell and say, I got a guy here in Arkansas that embodies your brand to the city.
Yeah, you literally have to brand match. Yeah, and that's the fun part of it is because, what's good for an offensive lineman is not necessarily a good fit for a volleyball player or a rugby player.
So I'm Taco Bell. Give me the pitch for Bobby. Like what do you say here?
In what regard?
Like, hey, I got a guy that I think can represent your brand.
It's being negotiated, but I'll just give you an example. Yesterday, so UVA reaches out to me and one of my clients and says, "Hey, we've been approached by XYZ company." So I do a group text introduction, and then we meet with them. And this particular one was on an appearance in Northwest Arkansas. So I'm kind of like the middle man, if you will, to make sure
you're negotiating the whole deal.
And again, people are so passionate about giving money to the program.
Yep.
They just want to be with the right athletes that align with their brand.
So on the athlete side, you're just telling them you need to be here this date, trust me, and I will have a check for you for being
100%.
there.
It's that easy. Yeah. And again, it sounds easy, but when you're surrounded by people that trust and work together, that's where the magic happens. It's the relationship. It's not the money.
Now let me ask you a question, because the transparency that the athlete would have to that check.
Yes.
So walk me through, because I've heard millions and millions of stories about millions and millions of dollars that athletes are trusting people, and their money is disappearing with an agent. So how does that conversation happen before they show up? How are they clear on what they're getting and what they're getting?
Great. So the evolution, and again, I'm specifically talking about the University of Arkansas. That's what we're talking about. Okay. They brought in a gentleman by the name of Remy Caulfield. He came in from the Boston Celtics. He started as an intern. His 2 mentors were Brad Stevens and Danny Ainge. Okay. So that was the first step. In April, they brought in Remy Caulfield. Okay. He's been with Boston Celtics. He understands negotiations. He understands his role. Okay. That was in April. So he's been here trying to figure it out. The salary cap in July 1st, for many people that don't know, but July 1st, the regulations were passed. There were many facets to it, but one was to go back and retroactive and pay students that were either wrongly paid or not paid at all. Okay, so there's a fund for that'll take care of those. Then they came out with the salary cap. So $20.5 million is what the NCAA.
Per university?
Per university. Okay. Now, Arkansas has taken $2 million of that 20.5. Okay, so they're using $18.5 million to take care of the entire athletics program.
$2 million drops to the bottom line of the university.
$2 million drops for scholarships.
Okay.
We have the U of A elected to take $2 million off the top.
That's solid.
Yeah, it is very solid because a lot of them didn't do that. Or if they did, they may have done it the right way. Who knows? But we did it. Okay. So $18.5 million and then $2 million for scholarships. That's for the 20.5. That's NIL. Great. Then the other bucket is where PSV comes in, and it's called revenue sharing. it's for all the other sports except for basketball and football, because the way that works is the more money, the contract TV money,
Yeah.
the more money that you're allocated in that. So that was Remy's job when he first got here, was to divvy out, and start hiring people. And so he hired
So that $18.5 million is allocated for football and basketball?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're a baseball player, you're a track star, you're softball.
They're all,
That's whatever.
that's where.
That's the free-for-all.
That's the free for all. That's where the Edge Collective came in.
And that's where you're in.
Supplement. That's where I fit in. Again, me being the first.
So you may have to do gymnastics.
Hey, you'll see.
Floor dance?
Pickleball?
Everyone's going to be an aide. You'll see.
dance.
They'll come. Hey, just like in Northwest Arkansas, when I was in the building boom at the bank, everyone wanted to be a builder. Okay, well, it's the same thing.
Everyone wants to be a builder, man.
Everyone wants to be an agent. They're going to spend their. Here's the deal. That's why I worked under the radar for a year, getting all the geo fences protected, getting all my ducks in a row, building the team, because essentially Sam Walton was my dad's mentor. My dad was my mentor. And I learned at a very young age that people are your most precious asset. So once I put together the team, it was very easy from there.
So can you share the team? Can you talk about who's working?
Yeah. So obviously I've signed the two big names. I am working with, I told the story about Jordan Anthony. He ended up going pro in track. And so I'm working with him. So Jordan Anthony, not only a hog, but now a professional track and field guy.
Congrats, that's awesome.
So that's awesome. There's one other track star from the U of A that I can't, just simply because I can't. If I could, I would. But
Shot put, Bobby?
Discus.
well, I'll tell you, it's a very recognizable household name that's very visible in Northwest Arkansas. So that will be on the horizon. I'm working with the University of Arkansas right now with the front office. We're going to do a test, and I don't know which athletes that I'm going to sign yet. I've been given. In the last couple of weeks, I've been given names, and so what I do is I decide if they meet the mold and do like what we were just talking about,
Yeah.
and I either say yes or no, and I'm very selective. So that's going on.
So are you getting a lot of inbound right now? Or
Oh yeah,
is there an outbound or combination?
I've turned away. Yeah. Again, my focus is on University of Arkansas and my relationship that I built with Musselman and Ruta out in LA.
So are you working with Calipari in that group yet? Or?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Very, very deep relationships with the basketball program.
Very cool.
You're going to crush.
What's that?
You're going to crush it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Kids
And-
need
and-
it.
well,
The athletes need it.
They need it.
They need it.
And like I said, I have to believe this, y'all. I literally, have I started this? I've been preparing myself for this, and God has been preparing me for this. I just didn't know it.
That's amazing.
So when I did finally realize it, you can imagine.
You're probably going to see him down at Suits and Sneakers. probably
Maybe.
the best sneakers on.
I love it.
What? No, it's
What if we started the Razorback Pickleball Club?
okay. I'm
Right?
in.
I mean,
Yeah.
and
Josh, maybe be the coach.
all of a
Hey,
sudden,
y'all, right down the street at Pinnacle, they've got courses. They've got
Oh, yeah.
courts, so I could probably pull some strings.
well, there's a big grudge match. It's supposed to be Matthew and myself against Bobby and Jim Corbett.
Okay.
And we're supposed to be playing for like mortgage checks. I mean, it's a big deal.
You guys are serious.
It's a big
Okay,
deal.
I thought we were doing this for fun.
I thought we were playing for like Ruth Chris.
I mean, I've got some good relationships. My brother works with Chris. I'm very good friends.
Oh, yeah?
with Chef AJ. And I'm very tight.
We love it. We all love it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ruth Chris.
Shout out to Ruth Chris and AJ.
Yeah, they're doing
And
a
my
great
brother
job.
Rick. Yeah.
They're doing a great job.
Yeah. No, when I went over there, I was at the soft opening with Scotty, in fact, and ran into Kent Eikenberry that night.
We saw that.
Yeah. That's I was that. So we're all there having a great time, and I didn't realize that it was the largest Ruth's Chris. I knew about the development because they have a development just like this up in Des Moines, and my family we own a lot of land up in Iowa farming, and we were up there for a hog game in Des Moines. And we got to go over to West Des Moines to see they were building very similar to that. So we got to see it about a little over a year ago to see what it's going to be like. But I mean, what?
It's amazing.
And I don't know if y'all tried a little coffee shop in the parking lot.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
And that's all.
The kids,
All the wives want to go.
Well, of course they do. But here's a little little on the inside. They actually use they're owned by Ruth's Chris.
Yeah.
and so they use their kitchen and so
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's kind of
These guys are on the other part of town, so they'll make it here in the evening, morning. They won't just. That's out of your way for
that's out there.
Well, Mallory went and got a bunch of the pastries.
And-
They're good.
Yeah,
So good?
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
Did she bring any home for you?
Yeah.
Oh, Chad, we could stay here for hours, and I want you to come back when you have more
Yes,
news to
yeah,
share, because I know that you're hot off the press.
Anytime.
Can you give a website?
Yeah. Okay. So here's what I've got a Facebook page, which is just simply Pinnacle Sports Ventures, so you can get on there, like it, whatever. But we will launch our website in the next couple weeks. I've been working on it, and it'll be really exciting. And it's a local company, so that's another thing that y'all need to understand. I'm so local minded that everything that we do here is going to be.
Well, and these types of businesses are out in LA. They're in New York.
Oh, yeah,
right? Like this is like doing this here.
Yeah, that's what makes it important. It's
Well,
special.
and you can imagine how welcoming the U of A have been, because now they have someone they trust that's 20 minutes up the road.
I mean, it's like Entourage.
Yeah, kind of. It kind of is. But no, you guys.
Johnny Drama.
Through now. Yeah, we just got to get Matt to fix his Lincoln.
Yeah.
All right.
But no, I will say this, that I'm very humble, and I come from good stock. But when I say that I am very blessed, most people associate that with money. So I want to make it very clear that it's the people in Northwest Arkansas that helped make this happen. Okay, it wasn't the money. It wasn't. That my dad is, on the board of the U of A or anything like that. It was so organically scripted that that I can't even imagine how I am so blessed to have this opportunity. But I'm going to pay it forward so well that this community will understand.
Well, and I think I don't know you that well. We're starting to get to know each other, but every time I talk to you, you're saying things like this, not for the sake of the camera, about how humble you are and how you want to pay it back, and how our paths crossed and it's been meaning. And like, I'm watching you say these things, and it's like some people say these things but don't have the actions to back it up. I can tell that you are
bet you can.
I can tell right away.
It's almost like it seeps, and what's it's not funny. It's just very enlightening to me. Is I've been told that so many times that I know how much of a need it is, and I know that people in Northwest Arkansas have been starving to have people like me, and there's a lot of them like me that have come in here and made a difference, and that's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give back to the community that has blessed me beyond imagination, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to stop until I get it done.
Perfect way to end.
How's
Cheers.
that?
Congratulations. Rick.
Yeah. So,
Congrats.